Welcome in. Thanks for your patience, everyone, as we get our live stream going. We'll be live streaming here. Oh, and we're on. Welcome. Happy Monday. It is Monday. It is November. If you're in the United States, it's Thanksgiving week. And so how wonderful. We get to start the week with gratitude. We get to start the week with intention to make this an epic week. And I'm so thrilled to be with you all. Those of you in the Zoom room and the VIP room, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you watching on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, I'm so thrilled to be with you all. And how is everyone doing? Those of you in Zoom, maybe say hello in the chat. And those of you who are joining us on social, please say hello in the comments. Let us know how you're feeling today. The goal will be at the end of the lounge today, you'll be feeling expanded and empowered and fired up to have an absolutely epic week, whether you're celebrating holidays this week, whether you are enjoying that you don't need to celebrate holidays this week. We all have our own ways that we love to be in flow. So really, really, really happy. Oh, and Sarah, you love Thanksgiving's your favorite. I mean, look, we can say what we want about the world, but to have an entire holiday dedicated to gratitude, I am such a stand for that. And I am grateful to be here with all of you, to have the opportunity to come together in the lounge every week and to really be intentional about what we're going to create. We don't just like say we're going to do things, like what's it going to take to align ourselves consciously, subconsciously, using neuroscience, using quantum energy, using the law of action with the law of attraction. That's a really big thing we're having conversations about here in Thought Leader Academy. So if I haven't met you before, I'm Sarah Cannell. I'm a best-selling author and the founder of Thought Leader Academy, where we help incredible leaders, like many of you here in the Zoom room, create best-selling books, go out and speak, do TEDx talks, build your audience, and monetize your missions. And that is my mission and my great honor to, oh my gosh, Janet spent 3 hours writing this morning. Woo, woo. That is absolutely incredible. So really, really thrilled you're here. We're going to do a couple things on the lounge today. I'm going to do a reminder of a manifestation technique that, has anyone had this where you learn a cool technique and you use it for a while, and then you kind of do life and you forget about it. And it's like, oh, I'm going to dust that off of out of the tool shed and bring that back in, because it was a really good exercise. You know, it was a really powerful thing that was useful. So I dusted off one this weekend, and some of you have trained with me for several years. You might remember this one. If you're new to our community or our audience, this might be new to you, but it's just one that I find so powerful, so simple. It's quick and easy. It's a great thing to use at the holidays because there's a lot going on, right? And so this is a quick and easy thing. So put manifest in the comments or chat if you're excited to learn a manifestation technique that we can do together and just supercharge our week. Even if you're only working 2 days this week and then doing holidays or whatever you have going on. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. So let's rub our hands together. This balances the right and left hemisphere of the brain. And then I believe, unless Jill reminds me if anything else that I've forgotten about, we are going to do some Q&A. It's a little bit of a call-in show, like Frasier. I'm listening. I will be listening, and you can put some questions in the chat and we will do our best to answer them. So let's see. So I'm going to teach you the manifestation technique. We're going to go to Q&A. And the only other things I want to announce so that you know, right after the Thanksgiving holiday, next week, Wednesday the 29th, is our Next Level You workshop. This is a very, very powerful, transformational, even alchemical, we could say, experience where I'm going to guide you through my secret process that has helped me achieve everything on my vision board. And when I put new things on the vision board, like I am now for next year, it's exactly the process that I will use to create those and co-create those experiences. So if you do not have your ticket yet, We'll put that in the chat. And Jill, if you could pop that on social, on our platforms, and you can get your spot there. If you're already in Thought Leader Academy or any of our programs, we have reserved your ticket for you. So that's all taken care of. All right. So grab your ticket for that. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I think I've shared with you all that I've officiated multiple weddings of people that have manifested soulmates at this particular workshop, doing what we're going to do, and built businesses and reached new financial milestones and published best-selling books, and all kinds of amazing things come out of this workshop. So we're really excited to bring that to you on the 29th. So get your ticket now if you don't have it. Again, if you are already working with us, we already have your ticket covered. All right, we're going to manifest today. Here is the technique. Everyone, since it's Thanksgiving week, especially in America, think of 3 things that you are so grateful for that have already come into your life. These are things like if you live in a home that you love, or your body feels really good today, like you just feel physically vibrant and healthy and strong, or your book, some of you I'm seeing on the screen, your book just came out or you finished your draft. 3 things. Let's take a moment and each write down 3 things already present, manifested in our life now. Okay, and then put 3, the number 3, in the comments or chat when you've got 3 things. And just feel them. If you finished writing, just kind of review looking at them, and then just feel like how grateful you are. Really see if you can turn the dial up on your gratitude. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm seeing lots of 3s. All right, beautiful. All right, now you're going to list 3 things that you would like to fully be your reality manifested in form now. So these could be things for today. They could be things between now and the end of the year. They could be things over 2024. Just pick 3 things that you so love to bring into your life next. Then you can say N for next when you've identified 3 things that you would love to come into your life next. Awesome. Okay, amazing. So now what we're going to do is you're going to try a technique, hopefully for the whole week. This is something I'm going to invite everybody from the lounge to do for the next 7 days till we're together next Monday. And each day, if you journal or do morning pages or have some kind of other, writing practice, you can type this or physically write it. You're going to layer the things that have already come into your life that you're grateful for, and then toggle between one of those and one of the things you want to come into your life. And you're going to do it all in the present. So instead of me saying, let's say I said, I'm so grateful now for my beautiful new home. My health and vitality this morning feels so strong, and I feel so vibrant. And that I wrote a chapter of the new book I'm working on over the weekend. Those are 3 true things on my list today. Okay. so instead of just writing those things and then saying, and I really, really want to do a next big book over the next year, scale our company by 3 times, and what's the third one? Have this epic trip with my husband and son. Instead of saying, here's the 3 I'm grateful for, and then what I really want and really hope happens, I'm going to layer back and forth. So the top of the page would say, I am so, so, so grateful for my gorgeous house. I'm so, so, so grateful for this big new best-selling book that's done and out in the world and making a huge impact. Okay, that's the one that I'm calling in. Then I toggle back to one that's already here. I'm so, so grateful for my perfect health and vitality and energy. That's one that's already here. Then I toggle to, I'm so, so grateful for this epic trip I'm taking with my husband and son. And then I do my third one that's already here. I'm so, so grateful for, now I forgot what my third one was that I said, but anyway, okay. So you're going to toggle, you're going to sandwich your desires with the things that are already here. I'll explain the brain science of this in a minute, but I just put me in the chat if you're able to understand the practice itself. So all we're doing is we're layering and sandwiching the things we want with the things that are already here. Okay, good. That's making sense. Now, why do you all think this is a useful technique? Like, what's interesting or good? What do you imagine the benefits would be for us doing a gratitude list that sandwiches what's already happened and what we're calling in? Just feel free to put in the chat if you have a hypothesis or a nudge or a guess. Like, why would that be useful, do we think? Yeah, Christina. Basically, what we're doing is getting into one flow that's sort of letting our subconscious and conscious mind see, oh, this is all gratitude. It's all already done. It reminds us, yes, Janet. Okay, you guys all are getting it. You're getting all the neuroscientific reasons between this beautiful, those of you on Zoom, great job, right? So what happens is, yeah, our brain starts just conflating them into just like, oh, this is Beth's gratitude list today. Oh, this is Andrea's gratitude list today. Like, oh, that's just what that's just what's happening. It's not paying attention so much anymore to what's already happened and what's out there. It's bringing it into right now. We're doing present tense. We're giving gratitude for it now. If anyone's into biblical stuff, this is the model that you see in some of the parables. I'm not a big Bible person, but I was raised in Catholic. We read a lot. I went to all the stuff growing up, and I do remember those moments where there's lines in the Bible where Jesus in this case would perform a miracle, right? And before asking for anything, it would say he gave thanks. He gave thanks first, not after it showed up. He gave thanks first. So this is called like future gratitude. It's really a model and manifestation. If you can not be into the Bible, it's not my thing right now, so it's okay. But I do recall that process. So part of it is you're giving gratitude now for something that you're sort of in assumption. It's the law of assumption. Okay, there's law of attraction, there's law of action, there's also the law of assumption, which is this is done. I know it's done. I'm going to even thank you for it now before it's even showed up in my bank account or in my photos or in my, wherever this is. And yeah, it's getting us into the future vibrations, Kelly, because it's like, oh, how good does it feel when this is done? And Janet mentioned, which is really powerful, it reminds us that we have been able to bring in things that previously felt like they were way out there. I wanted to move into a beautiful home that was a sanctuary and that was magical and that was like, it felt so good. It had space for an office and all the things for quite a few years before we moved into this house last year. And so reminding myself, oh, remember that was on my vision board and that was something I really, really wanted. And now I live in it. I'm sitting in it right now. So it's reminding ourselves there's been things that you already do have in your life that were dreams and visions and ideas before. Okay. So you all nailed it. You already nailed it. So who is willing to do this for a week? And then we'll reconvene next week on the lounge and see how it went. See if it changed your mood, your energy. Notice if you start seeing progress. When we did this in Thought Leader Academy a couple, like 2 years ago, we saw very accelerated manifestations happen because sandwiching these goals just dissolves the line between present and future in some really powerful ways. So put yes in the chat if you are going to do this. Maybe you already do it. This is just another reminder to kind of keep doing it. I'm going to do it this week with you all. And you know why I love it? And I picked it for today because it's founded in gratitude. We're giving gratitude for now. We're giving gratitude for what's coming. We are in a gratitude vibration, which is so cool. So yay, I'm so glad a lot of you will do this with me. And if there's any shenanigans, like if you're celebrating with people and there's any family stuff or any world stuff or stuff going on, it's so wonderful to have something every day that's going to bring you into a high vibrational state. I think those things really help me when there's, if I'm doing family stuff or other things. Okay. Hopefully everyone will just have pure joy. All right. Amazing. So that's what we want to focus on as our sort of Thanksgiving manifestation practice. We're all going to do that this week. And now I want to open it up for a remaining time. We'll take about 20 minutes or so, and I want to hear your questions. A number of us were on last Monday, part of the Best-Selling Book Boot Camp, and we were talking about publishing and launching and book tours and what kinds of publishers and all the different things that that we think about. You asked me, I want to know, what's the biggest challenge or the biggest dream right now that you have? And then I want to answer some questions on that. So the way you'll ask questions is put them in the chat and we'll answer as many as we can. You don't have to feel like, oh, I don't want to bring something that's challenging because people are talking about. Bring whatever you want. This is our Thanksgiving Q&A on the Thought Leader Lounge. We haven't done an episode like this before, and we had such a good start to that conversation in the Best-Selling Book Boot Camp that I said we'd come on the lounge and continue that conversation. So just type in the chat if there's something you want to know. And if you want to take a minute and breathe into your heart, it's like, what's the answer I need today? And what's really fun, because what we say in Thought Leader Academy is the answer is in the room. I might have it. Someone else here might have it. Someone watching on social might have it. You might get an intuitive download. Okay, Christina, wonderful. Trying to decide if you should hire a VA to get everything ready and set up for your book portal. Okay, such a good question. So if anyone doesn't know, in Thought Leader Academy, we teach creating a book portal or a book resource so that your readers are not just, people that read your book and you never connect with them again. You get to create an experience. People are going to read Christina's book and they're going to have an opportunity to interact with her through the book, right? So just to show you guys, like in, let me grab it here. So in our new Thought Leader Academy book, where we kind of teach a lot of our strategies from Thought Leader Academy program, there are QR codes. So people can read the book, go to a QR code, and then they instantly are taken to the resource, the visualization, the worksheet, the template that I'm referring to and teaching from in the book so that they can get not just inspiration, but transformation. That's something very different that we do in TLA. We teach transformational books versus inspirational. So Christina, I think a big question is, what when you, like, for example, I did hire someone to help me build the book portal because I don't know how to code. I don't know how to create graphics. And I also want to spend my time writing my book, creating a launch, going out and speaking, doing a podcast tour versus creating essentially a book portal is like a page on our website or a mini website, right? So I think if those things are things you love doing and you have the time, then you could totally do it. I don't love doing those things. I love creating the content for the portal, but I don't like making the portal. And so I think it's Christina's asking a great question of who, not how, who can help her. So Christina, do you want to unmute and just talk me through, like, what would be the pros and cons for you? Like, I want to hear, do you like this stuff or do you have time to do it? What do you think?
Definitely do not plan on doing it myself. And I think a virtual assistant is the right terminology, or the right, you have to decide like what the job description is for them. I think I struggle sometimes with like in what order to do things. So,
Okay.
right now I'm almost done with a draft of the book, but I am also planning on not waiting to launch a 6-week program pulled from that book. I'm going for it. I'm just going to do
Yes,
it.
Christina. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to do that with my next one in 24. We're actually
Yeah.
going to run the group first. I was going to wait and launch it with the book. And I said, actually, I'm going to run the group first. So I love
Yeah,
that.
I mean, because I can do it, I don't know. It's
Of course
just,
you can.
that voice that tells me I have to wait. I'm like, why? I know I can do it. So I'm going to do that. But I mean, I'm going to have to start getting things set up. I have a website, and
Yeah.
there is a space for courses. There's a space for membership. I'm kind of just not sure how that's all going to look, but I'm assuming like a VA would be able to help me envision that. But it's like, I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of like, okay, am I doing things in the right order?
Yeah.
Like, how is this going
Yeah.
to flow?
Let me share what a lot of, because you're in Thought Leader Academy with us. Let me share what a lot of people do. It does not mean it's the right way or the only way. What I like doing is completely finishing the book, handing the book over to the publisher, and then creating the portal. Because I feel like it's a lot to be writing, and I know you're almost finished the manuscript, but then you'll probably do some revision. So whether that's a couple weeks or however you want to do it, I like doing the whole manuscript. I've done this now for like multiple books, whole manuscript, revised, ready, goes to the publisher, because it takes 3 to 4 months for the publisher to create the book. They have to do the cover design and the press release and get ready for your launch. And there's all the stuff they do. In that time, then I work with whoever's helping me. We pull the materials or create the new components of the portal, and we put that together and do that, because I like having sort of single focus with the book project. So that has just helped me. I like calm, right? So it's like, I'm just going to focus on the book right now. Let's get that baby done. So in terms of order, and then what a virtual assistant is not going to be able to do is like concept it for you, or whether it's a graphic designer, a web programmer, you'll want to go and say, here's the vision. I want a page, and I want a section where they're going to be able to get these worksheets. And I want a section. So you can go to any of you can go to as an example, the scienceofgettingrich4women.com. And you can look at the portal we created for that book. It's behind me over like this way. You can look at that one. You guys can look at the Thought Leader Academy portal, like any of those. So I really like the order of just get the book done. And then, but just make sure, Christina, in the job description, you hire a tech VA. So a tech virtual assistant, because some people are really great at like scheduling and, doing different things, but they might not know how to build a web page. And you want someone who's going to be able to build out. So you'll need either a tech virtual assistant or a graphic web person that you can say, here's the stuff. But what they won't do is you can't go to typically someone in that type of role and say, build me a portal. Like, here's the book, build something. That's like, you need to bring them the strategy and the idea, which again, I just think going to people's, you can go to any of mine, or, there's probably 50 people in TLA that have them now, go to any, but just say, who's got a book portal in the Facebook group, and ask that I can look at. And then you can say, oh, I like what they did here. I wouldn't do that one for mine. I'll do this. And then just sketch. I literally draw it on a piece of paper and show it to the person building it.
That brought me so much peace. Thank you. I can sleep
Yes,
now.
Christina. Yeah, exactly. It's like, ooh, and I
Yeah.
think Sarah said too, totally helpful, the order of events. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Andrea, you asked how to become more visible in what I have to offer on social media and locally. So this is a huge, wonderful, juicy topic. Thank you for asking. By the way, it looks so sunny and nice where you are. Like right now, it's like gray and cold where I am. So I love seeing you're outside. So, Andrea, again, since we work together in Thought Leader Academy, like you have access to a lot of trainings in our curriculum about this. But what I would focus on is just picking, I do better with a structure. And you can put S in the chat, any of you that like, I like to know. So if it's, I go live once a week on Instagram and I'm going to talk about something related to my work, and I'm going to give people a call to action, whether that's to download a free gift or to join me on a Facebook group or to come to an event that I'm hosting or direct message me if they want support. Like, we want every single thing you do, Andrea, and everyone to have a call to action. Now, that doesn't mean you're selling something. The call to action could be, have a courageous conversation with someone in your life today. Or for me today, I'm not, like, it could be, let's try that manifestation technique, and everybody here to try that this week. Like, it could be an action step. It could be an invitation. I did invite you all to the, Next Level You, workshop on November 29th. So that's a call to action. So, but what I don't like is having this ambiguous, like, I should be on social media more. Like, that makes me overwhelmed. I like saying every week I go live with a teaching about something and a call to action. For example, yeah, Andrea, go for it.
So what I'm doing is I did a 10-day during the week of a quick visual journal. So would that be, because it's interactive,
Beautiful.
here's
Beautiful.
Is that what,
well, you can do that. Yeah, do that. I would want you, if you're doing a 10-day series on the visual journal, which is so brilliant. I love, you guys don't know Andrea's movement. It's amazing. But I would give them some call to actions to work further with you. DM me if you want a private one-on-one to look at your visual journal and see what comes up. You could call that like not a visual journal audit, because you're not like auditing them, but like a visual journal review or a visual journal analysis would be really cool. Like, you could process with them, like, what's coming through, what's their next step. And so, inviting them to direct message you to do a special, conversation. Like, that's where you move someone from, where they are just enjoying your stuff to being able to potentially work with you. Right. So I love that you made your 10-day structure. Brilliant. All of you who are working with us, you're going to come on November 30th to our Selling on Social Media workshop. If any of you are not already working with us and you want a ticket to that, you can get the success bundle. Jill can put that in the chat and you can come to that workshop. But you guys that are our clients get to come to that. And I will teach you a whole bunch more. Anyone that wants structure around this, like, I will give you a lot more there, Andrea, on social. But you can also go guest speak and teach visual journaling. Like, who wants to bring you into their group, whether it's a different kind of business coach or a relationship coach, a money coach. You could reach out to those people and say, I'd love to come in and teach this visual journaling technique that I do. I mean, you decide who has, who's your ideal client. You want to go speak places where your person is hanging out. But that's the kind of direction I would go. And then keep coming to Love Seats at TLA on Tuesdays so we can, like, not overwhelm you with a million ideas, kind of break this down and flesh it out. Right now, my vision that I'm going to hold for you is you just continue on what you're doing on social and then invite people to direct message you to do something cool further.
Okay, great. And not necessarily something I'm selling though. Like,
well, I would do that conversation for free. And then when you get on that call, if you call it a, visual journal analysis session or a visual journal, like, manifestation session, whatever they want to do next, whatever their goal is. And then if they're a good fit, you could invite them to coach with you. That's what I would do.
Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. That sounds good. That feels good to me, to give that to them. And then, if you want, let's go.
Perfect. Awesome. These are so juicy. I love the visibility here. Oh, thank you. And so if you're on Zoom and you aren't signed up for that Selling on Social workshop, if you're not already our client, then you can grab it there. Okay. All right. We had 2 other ones come through. The next one, I believe, is from Kelly. Guidance on organizing your thoughts for writing a book. You're finding a lot of brain dumping and massive copy and pasting and not sure how I want to flow. Yes. So, oh my gosh, Kelly, Kelly mentioned, if you're not on Zoom with us, how she can't believe when she thinks about people in like earlier times when they had to handwrite or typewriter. I mean, Dickens, how did that man write like 50 books? Because my gosh, and he died early. So like that guy was like, I don't know if he slept, because he wrote all these really long, amazing novels and had to like with a quill, and like put it all together. I mean, I am in absolute awe, right? So we're very, 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 that's going on my gratitude list, being in the age of Google Docs and computers and whatever. So, so organizing our thoughts. Kelly, my favorite way, there is a bit of meandering that happens as we just get clear on what we're writing. That's part of the creative process, super normal and great. And I want my book to happen as efficiently as possible, like I know you do. So what I like doing is putting some kind of visual. It can be digital on a Google sheet, or it can be physical, like a big wall-sized Post-it or butcher paper or a poster board on an easel. And what I'm really looking to do there is put the main skeleton of my book, the outline, up somewhere where I can see it, and then start figuring out in my like story banking and meandering thoughts, like where those things are going to go, because it keeps me kind of on track. Like if I know I'm working on, and Kelly, are you using SSS, our structure that we use? Are you using that particular model? Okay, perfect. So what we can do then is say, all right, I know I have all these awesome ideas. They can go in the story bank. And today I am going to go all in until I finish that first S. I'm going to write my origin story. I'm going to write kind of, the cool stuff I've done. Like I did this weekend. Like I wrote the first S of the book I'm working on. And I had all these ideas for later stuff, but I said, by the end of Sunday, are having the first S done. If you guys don't know what SSS is, that's something we teach in Thought Leader Academy in our boot camps. So that way, even though I have all these ideas going on, like I know I'm making real progress on the book because I've got a chapter done. Like yesterday at 5 p.m., I had that chapter done. And then my next week, over the next probably week and a half, because of the holiday, I will have the second, chapter I'm writing done. So Kelly, talk to me about like, have you already done that and it's still feeling all over the place, or just to give us a little more insight?
Sort of. So I have like 3 main sections of the
Okay.
book. So I've done like the first 2 S's kind
Okay,
of.
great.
And it's as I'm writing the third S, the
Solutions.
solutions part.
Yeah.
I have 3 main sections of it, but it's like, I think maybe maybe that's what it is. The chapters are kind of showing themselves as I write the 3 main, because I don't want to have 3 giant chapters.
Correct. You got to break them down. So put those 3 sections up somewhere or on a digital, format, and then start kind of slotting in of the thing. It's like, oh, that's a chapter 7 solution. Oh, that's really more about this piece on this part of mindset. That's going to go up here in chapter 2 or it would be 3. But, like just, it's almost like starting to fill it in somewhere instead of feeling like, oh my God, the whole rest of my solution book is all over the place, right? Just like you did with the first 2 S's, now chunk down the solution. You've got 3 parts, but then maybe your homework for this week, if you're up for it, is mapping what chapters go in those 3 parts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's helpful. Awesome. Thank you.
That's what I do. Perfect. That's such a good question. I love it. I love it. Amazing, guys. We can take one more. Let me just look. Pauline, you commented in the Abundance Accelerator, you worked on your social media. You made a commitment to post every day, which you have done, and you've gained some followers, but man, the algorithm. Yeah, it's like, it's so unfair. We put out this great content like Pauline is doing, and then like 4 people on our list get to see it. It's nuts. Okay. Yeah, Pauline, since you're working with us in Thought Leader Academy, just come on the 30th. It'll give a little more meat to how we can really supersize what we're doing on social, instead of more like, I'm posting, hope it's doing something, right? That kind of thing. It's a really important topic. And since luckily you already have a ticket to that. And again, if you guys don't have a ticket, you can still get a ticket to it. So, so Pauline, I would just say, I don't think we want to what I'm inviting us all to do is not spend too much time being mad at the algorithm. Not that you are, Pauline, but just saying like, it's the cost of doing business on these platforms. And we're going to just get so darn good that people are going to share them, and we're going to have calls to action, and we're going to invite people over to a direct message where we can have, and Pauline, a technique, I'm going to throw it for you because I want each of you that were brave enough to ask a question on the lounge to get something good today. A next step. So Pauline, yours that I will offer to you is, on social, if you have some kind of a cool free resource that you can talk about on your posts or your lives on social, and then say, hey, just DM me if you want me to send that to you. And then you'll have a conversation with someone. Okay. This is kind of a preview of what we're going to do on the 30th. Then you have a conversation with someone and you can send them that resource, but for bonus points, everybody in the chat or the comments, what is someone going to need to do? It's a free resource, but what are they going to need to do to get the free resource? Direct message you, yes, but also put it in the chat or comments if you know, what are they going to need to do to get that free resource? They are going to need to give their name and email. Exactly, Beth. Okay. We want to not only, because here's the difference. When you email people, doesn't mean everyone will open your email, but 100% of those people are going to get your email versus 3% of people, because of the algorithms, will see your post online. So we definitely want to be on social media. It's wonderful to be on social media. We want to serve and find people and then bring people to the email list so that you have more chance of them seeing the cool stuff. And you can share whatever you did on social also on the email, because not everyone sees both and they just won't. If I'm following someone and they post the same thing on email and Instagram, I'll just read it on one place and move on. Yeah. So it's really, really powerful to be generous, and what you can do to give value to them. You're not selling them anything. You're like, I have this free thing. Here's the link. And they'll put in their name and email. So, and Kelly, I love this. You've watched, and people are often watching and paying attention, even if they're not interacting. Yes, it's so true. It's so true. That's why I don't get crazy about looking at engagement numbers and how many likes. And I really don't put any attention. I put my attention on serving with the greatest value and the greatest contribution I possibly can. I think, how can I make a difference for someone today on Instagram or Facebook, LinkedIn? How can I make the greatest difference for someone today? And then I know that by being generous and really meaning it and coming up with something valuable, that there will be moments when someone will want to go and get the resource and be on the email list, or like Andrea is going to do, have a conversation. I love it. Andrea, encourage you so much that yes, 30 to 40 times. People need to be invited to take an action 20 to 40 times right now. So people go, oh, I put it out twice and no one did anything. You haven't even gotten going yet. Right. And so that's just about being generous and being a great leader, not about bothering people, pestering people, being repetitive. It's about standing. And we'll finish today by reminding something from the Abundance Accelerator: top of mind awareness. People are going to invest in one of the 3 people that most recently reached out to them. So if we go on a couple times, we ask someone to invite someone to something 3 times, you're not going to be one of those 3. I'm not going to be one of those 3 unless we are loving and consistent and generous and just keep showing up and saying, I get you. You've got, I mean, this week, people are having to host people, fly places, drive places, like having emotions. Ancestral stuff comes up, like at holidays, and I mean, all kinds of stuff. Let's be so there for people. That's what I want to end on. Let's be there for the people we serve. Let's show up for them. Let's gift them things. Let's be generous. Let's be grateful. Let's show them what it looks like to take a stand and not give up on them, because you're the person they need. They might go to someone else who's reached out more, that does similar things to you, but like, you're their person. You're their lighthouse. You're their miracle. All right. So this is a fun continuation of what we talked about in the boot camp, what we talked about in our town hall last Monday, those of you that were there, and then pulling it into a little bow to our gratitude practice. So Let's end with a breath, hands on heart. And just commit to taking one step you wouldn't have taken if you didn't come to the lounge today. So maybe it's the manifesting practice, maybe it's the making direct invitations on social, maybe it's getting some writing done. Like, what is one thing you are going to do this week that you wouldn't have done if you didn't come to the lounge today? Let's claim that. Let's put it in the chat in the comments. Breathing. I want to see these gorgeous actions that we are going to do. Yes, Sarah's going to do the manifestation journaling. Yeah, Courtney needed the reminder for consistency and gratitude. Andrea, direct invitations on social, more posts with your message, Charla. Christina, the manifesting practice. Bridget, manifesting. Yes, this is going to be such a fun week. I'm so excited for us to do this as a community. That's amazing. And then get your ticket now for the next level workshop on November 29th. We'll be on the lounge next week on the 27th, and then we'll be all day together on the 29th. If you can't come to the whole day, we'll record it and give you the replay, because I truly want you all. This is a magical process that we're going to do on the 29th, and I want you there. I want you to have, I've done this for 20 years. I've been honing and evolving this system that I'm going to teach you for 20 years, teaching it. And so many miracles have come out of it. So I want to see you there. Okay. Amazing. Great job, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, or those of you in other parts of the world, just, you can be in gratitude day with us. Okay. We love you. I am grateful for every single one of you. I'm grateful that we are doing this work together and being the leaders the world needs. And I will see you next Monday. Bye.